Imagine my father, who once saw America as the land of expanding stories, looking at a country that now bans them. Welcome to The Rite of Passage with Vanessa Riley, the podcast where storytelling meets passion and every page turns into a new adventure. I'm your host, Vanessa Riley, and together we'll dive deep into untold histories, reflect on current events through a historical lens, share behind-the-scenes writing insights, and explore the ups and downs of the author's journey. From rich historical novels to unforgettable characters to pop culture's intrusion on the written word, hey, we're going to explore it all. So grab your pen, your notebook, and let's begin our journey through the written word. Let's start your rite of passage. My daddy's glasses. I bought my daddy's glasses for me. It was completely by accident. I saw a pair of rectangular frames, dark, sort of ebony, for a change. The price was right, and the try-on feature told me they would work. The dark frames on my oval brown face. The description said lightweight with structure, but every time I looked in the mirror, I see heavy and concerned. I see my daddy staring back at me. If you followed me over the years, I tend to talk about my mother because of her seismic impact on my life. She gave me my love of literature and writing. Louise was my first editor. My first winning essay was about her, the struggles of motherhood when she had to step up and lead our household after my father left. So there are reasons I don't talk about Daddy as often. But he shaped me too, in quieter ways. My mathematical mind and my sense of logic, my ability to break down problems and even find order in chaos, that comes from him. He came to America in the 1960s, a young man with dreams and a head full of ambition. Trinidad and Tobago had just broken free from colonial Britain, declaring its independence in August 1962. My father left a country in the uncertainty of self-rule and chose the land of milk and honey and bootstraps, the United States. Independence in Trinidad was marked by parades and music and celebration, but also instability and questions about what freedom would really mean. America, by comparison, was older, heavy in opportunity and structure. An immigrant from Port of Spain, Trinidad, who traveled wildly on boats to his fellow Caribbean islands, and London, decided to join the American experiment. He chose to stay because he believed in the vision America was selling. You worked hard, pulled yourself up by your bootstraps. You could find economic freedom and belong to the great melting pot. When he slipped on his black frames in the 1960s, he saw a country flawed but full of possibilities. The 60s in the United States marks immense change with the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. We had the Vietnam War abroad, with America as an active participant in the world, and the assassinations of JFK and Bobby Kennedy, Martin Luther King, and Malcolm X. Yet there were cultural freedom in art, particularly TV. That Girl with Marlo Thomas, showing her as an independent single woman pursuing a career, was very different from housewives and mom shows of the past. Star Trek showcased a diverse crew to offer a unified vision of humanity. The Twilight Zone used storytelling to explore moral and political issues like McCarthyism and racial prejudice. Yet if Patrick were alive and slipped on those glasses today, would he even recognize the place? My lenses show armed soldiers patrolling American city streets when no war has been declared. Natural disasters made worse by climate change and inept officials unwilling to respond with humanity or clearing red tape. The 60s marked the first time TV news was the most trusted source of information. Now wars are escalated by tweets, and we have to figure out if it's deep fake or AI falsehoods. Dad would shake his head at how rules bent and broken, and cages being built to house immigrants that may someday serve as prisons for Americans. I don't think he'd see America as the shiny city on the hill of liberty. It's hard for me to see it. The same energy that put weapons on the streets of D.C. and Los Angeles now threaten Chicago and other urban spots. Because some are confused about fighting crime, that it's the same as punishing those with differing opinions. But why can't such marshaling forces and money be used for places like Kerrville, Texas, where in July floods left families stranded, people drowned and communities suffered, while forms got shuffled and delays mounted? Imagine my father, who once saw America as the land of expanding stories, looking at a country that now bans them. I didn't exist in the 60s. I liked the way my glasses looked in 2008. I wore lenses tinted with optimism. High-tech jobs were expanding opportunities, not cutting jobs. Respectability and admiration were central parts of our leadership. A man named Barack Obama had just been elected president, and for the first time in a long time, it felt like nothing was unachievable. The American narrative was open and limitless. More stories found ways to be published. Through those lenses, the future shimmered. It roared, "Yes, we can." Oh, it was so bright. I want those glasses to work again, but my prescription is what it is. The lenses are cut sharper. They see starker truths. I witness insecurity, not strength. I wish I didn't see genocide, violence, and above all, fear. My father would remind me that humanity has always been fragile. He's logical like that. So, my friends, I don't come with answers. And if I had them, they'd be lost in my Fred Sanford drawer of glasses. I'd slip them on, and then I'd be able to see how to fix everything that looks so very wrong. And being able to envision solution and fixes means I have not lost hope. And I hope you haven't either. This week, I picked a few books from the 60s for our book list. Beyond a Boundary by C.L.R. James. It's not just about cricket, but about culture, colonialism, and the independence of Trinidad. The Feminine Mystique by Betty Friedan. This is another vision of America from the 60s, how women saw the promises of the nation versus their lived realities. The Fire Next Time by James Baldwin. This is a piercing letter on race and America's moral failure. Why Can't We Wait by Martin Luther King Jr. This is King's urgent argument for civil rights, published during the heat of the Birmingham struggles. It frames a hopeful yet turbulent vision of America in the 60s. The Autobiography of Malcolm X by Malcolm X and Alex Haley. This is a cornerstone text of Black identity, faith, and survival in America. Pairing King and X together reveals two different lenses, which are necessary for understanding the decade. This week, I'm highlighting Read It Again Bookstore through their website and bookshop.org. We are 4.5 months away from Fire, Sword, and Sea. Help me build momentum for this historical fiction. Please spread the word and pre-order this disruptive narrative about lady pirates, yes, lady pirates, in the 1600s. They are women. Many are Black and Indigenous. All want a better life. Piracy is legal. It's their answer. The saga releases January 13th, 2026. The link on my website shows retailers large and small who have set up pre-orders for this title. Show notes include a list of books mentioned in this broadcast. You can find my notes on Substack or on my website, VanessaRiley.com, under the podcast link in the About tab. If you're ready to move with purpose and power, hit the like button and subscribe to Rite of Passage. Never miss a moment. We have work to do. Let me help you recharge. Thank you for listening. Hopefully you'll come again. This is Vanessa Riley.